I pray the first degree of beauty, power, glory, and perfection to be upon the Capitol Hill Queens, with the first degrees of euphoria to control God's house and possessions. You know, like Joseph controlling Pharaoh, who was theologically God, and he was a Hebrew slave, convicted sex offender. We got to get these women controlling Almighty God so that we can have justice and so that we can have peace. But these are the Capitol Hill Queens. As you can see, I'm not reading this anywhere. I'm here at Capitol Hill, and the Capitol Hill Queens, they are carved into my heart, and these are the names of some of them. But when you love one of them, you love them also. They go by the names of Nafisa Joseph, Helena Farrell, Jamie Gutenberg, Gina Rose Montaldo, Meadow Pollack, Naomi Chen, Clara Patachi, Tallulah Wilson, Amanda Todd, Keely Bunker, Bianca Michelle Devine, Faith Crusenberry, Nicole Lila Olson, Alexa Denise Montez, London Sophie Mercury, Rachel MK, Rachel Scott, Rachel Mussolini, Rosemary Quinn, Rosemary Kennedy, Emily Rose, Eleanor Rose, Emily Wise, Jackie Kennedy, Mary Kennedy, Amaterasu, Omi Kami, Kolji Kali Rantawa, Sarah Neptune Stern, and Laura Amy, Julie Cunningham, and Brenda Ball, and Lynette Culver, Anne Murray Burr, Denise Oliverson, Lonnie Trumbull, Melanie Cooley, and Karen Campbell, George Ann Hawkins, Rita Curran, and Nancy Baird, and Sarah Ann Weirstad, Linda Healy, Vicky Holler, Elizabeth Perry, Brenda Baker, Melissa Smith, and Carol Valenzuela, Nancy Wilcox, and Shelley Robertson, and Kayla Mueller, Debbie Smith, and Lisa Levy, and Sarah Ann Reardon, Susan Curtis, and Margaret Bowman, Susie Rancourt, Rita Lorraine Jolly, and Kathy Mary Devine, and Kathy Parks, and Debbie Kent, and Donna Gale Manson, Susan Davis, and Janice Sott, and Kimberly the Queen Bee, and Frank, and Jessica Chambers, and Lori Cutie, and Jane Doe 59. May I serve you all the time. Take your dreams and make them mine. May I ever be one with thee. Erase the confusion and enlighten me. May I always obey you and make your every dream cometh true. Dina Belanger, help me to pray and lead the way. Dina Belanger, help me to do thy will this day. Oh, don't you cry. Eleanor Rose, Denise didn't die. Her spirit simply rose so dry your tears and blow thy nose, and don't you cry. Eleanor Rose, hail Eleanor Rose, full of every grace. Your daughter is the fairest of the whole human race, and the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb. Dionysia Maria Naslan. So basically, to qualify, sort of like for Jesus to be the Messiah, he's got to be crowned with thorns, and he's got to frickin' die naked at the hands of monsters and frickin' nailed to a cross, man. That was his greatest victory. So I don't make the rules. I don't like that stuff. But you know, I figure we all gotta die, you know, and we all gotta be exposed to humiliation and loss, and so much is temporary that we better make our tolerance to pain and suffering as strong as possible so we can endure it, you know. And always look on the bright side of life. Life seems jolly rotten. There's something you've forgotten, and that's to smile and laugh and dance and sing. You know that Monty Python song where they're singing while they're getting crucified, you know? It might seem like I don't carry a lot of sorrow for the family members of these victims who are suffering way worse than the victims, because unless it's not the victim speaking to me, there's all these signs and wonders that follow these different things that convince me there's definitely a supernatural entity that is imitating them if it's not them. But I'm convinced it's them, and I'm convinced that the only reason they're not happy, okay, or the only thing that is decreasing the amount of the fullness potential for they're enjoying the beatific vision in heaven is the fact that people are mourning, and people are very sad, people are very angry. Whereas, King David was not, he was not loved by his father. He was not eligible to be king, okay? He looked like the most worthless, and he even behaved pretty damn worthless, killing his right-hand man so he could get away with knocking up his wife when he already had like 8 wives and concubines and stuff. So he was called a man after God's own heart, you know? I mean, things are like, the reality is never what we see. It's never what we perceive, okay? And so some of these, you might realize that some of these guys that victimize these people, they've been tortured their entire life with a nightmare of chronically being tempted to do these terrible things that nobody else ever struggles with this desire to do. So we don't understand it. So, do I believe the death penalty is good out of charity for the people that, for the relatives who are going to feel a lot better when that person dies? But I think afterwards, I believe the person should be purified, perfected, and, the beast received the kiss of Bel, become a handsome prince. Pax et bonum.